Can you feel it? It's a big day today. Big old day today. Election day. Oh, sun in the eyes, maybe not so good. Here I am down by the lake. Hopefully you can see the castle behind me. I'm getting a bit obsessed with this castle, to be honest. Wow. Felt very, I'm very excited today. Very excited. It's election day. And in the US, obviously. I'm an English guy in Ireland. Why am I so bothered about election day in the US? Well, because I think tomorrow, or very soon, is going to be the start of, it's going to be the start of a new world. That's if the right side wins, which I'm pretty sure it will. And I was thinking about, well, before I start telling you what I was thinking about, I just want to say massive thank you to everybody that shared and liked and commented on my new poem, The Best Is Yet to Come. It's quite amazing, really. I mean, I started putting poetry out on YouTube about 6 weeks ago, and I think I've had about 300,000 views. And look, it's not about me. I didn't set out to become a poet, really. It just sort of came out. And well, I've been writing poetry for all my life. I didn't really, wasn't like my life plan. It just sort of came out. So that's just quite remarkable. And it's not about popularity. If I wanted to be popular, why would I have set up a YouTube channel with the minority art form that is poetry, talking about demonic possessions and Donald Trump? I mean, it's not exactly a recipe for success. It doesn't turn you into PewDiePie, does it? But anyway, everybody that has engaged with that work, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. New subscribers, welcome. Everybody that's subscribed, thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody that's on my email list, please join my email list. It's in the description below. It's the only way of making sure that I stay in touch with you if anything goes down. A few weeks ago, I think it was about a week ago, I was in absolute agony with back pain, and 5 or 6 amazing healers got in touch and had a miraculous effect on me. Thank you all. I haven't got all your names in front of me. I'm getting literally 500 messages a day, and I can't actually remember everybody's name. But there's a few out there. Janie in particular, thank you. Also, thank you to JCK for sharing my poem on email. That was extremely touching. Thank you. There's so many people to thank at the moment. I'm full of gratitude. Who else is there? I did make some notes, actually. Let me just have a look. Oh, I think I've covered it, actually. So I'm going to talk about the election. The election, it's just huge, isn't it? It's. I'm reminded of Bill Hicks, the great late Bill Hicks, who I nearly met. Really pissed off that I missed him. His death was described to me by Steve Coogan, actually, in a bar. I didn't believe him. I was so shocked. I think the same night he crashed his car while I was in it. I think it was my fault, but sorry, Steve, if you're watching this, for that VW. Paul McCartney told me never to be a name dropper. I shouldn't mention him, actually, because if you saw JC's recent occult video about the Beatles, it gives you a whole new perspective on Paul McCartney. Because interesting that I bring him up, actually, because he was supposedly the son of Aleister Crowley, who, where's the castle? There it is. Aleister Crowley and W.B. Yeats. There's some. I've got to dig more into this. This place draws me like a magnet. So, Bill Hicks. At the end of his greatest comedy moment, I think it was on Channel 4, actually, in the UK. The Americans kind of shunned him. He said at the end of his talk, it's a choice between fear and love. That's all it is, and this is just a ride. And the guys that own the ride, shut him up! Shut him up! I've invested so much in this ride. Shut him up! That's the world that I grew up in. It's the world that you've grown up in. But those people who say shut him up and shoot and kill Malcolm X, Possibly Diana. Bill Hicks, I think, was taken out. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he's Alex Jones, by the way. Anybody watching this? JFK. I mean, the list, RFK, the list goes on and on. All the good people, all the people that had a following and were having an influence over this world in a positive way, they took out. Or I know there's some people saying that maybe they weren't taken out and Michael Jackson and all of that may be alive and are going to reappear. I don't know. But, I grew up in a world where the good guys were taken out. And that kind of puts us in a state of trauma. We've all been in a state of trauma our whole lives. And in fact, yesterday I spent most of the day in bed with a headache. And the reason was because this incredible healer called, I'm going to get his name wrong, Dave Rogers. No, I got his name right. Well done, Mark. Little note there, Dave, if you're watching. I got your name right, so you don't have to take the piss out of me anymore. Dave's a guy in Manchester, and he's a shamanic healer, but I had no idea what to expect. I jumped on a Skype call with him, and I'm not going to tell you what did he do? He did something incredible, just incredible, and he cleared loads of trauma, loads of my own personal trauma. My personal trauma involves things like turning my dad's life support machine off when I was 17, suicide of a couple of girls that I was in love with when I was younger, marriage breakup, abandonment issues as a kid. Don't take that personally, Mum, it wasn't your fault. This kind of thing. And he just got rid of it, he dissolved it. And then suddenly I was exhausted, so I went to bed. But the trauma that we're in collectively, I'm thinking about election day when George W. Bush got in. I remember I stayed up all night. I think it was about 4 or 5 a.m. in the UK when it was obvious that George Bush had lost, but then they did the recount in Florida and he won. And at that point, really it was niggling in the back of my mind that these guys were all on the same side. I mean, this is back in the day when I actually defended Bill Clinton, saying, I don't care if he has a blowjob. If he's doing a good job, he's doing a good job. Who cares about his sex life? I mean, my God. That's not what I think today at all. When you know what a monster Bill Clinton is, or was, hopefully was, and his wife, a despicable witch. The truth's going to come out about these people, but I remember when George W. Bush won that election and I just had this real feeling of dread, unbelievable dread, and I didn't know why at the time really, because I didn't really know that much about the way the world really works and who these people really were or are. But today I feel very optimistic, and you should too, because if it wasn't for Trump winning the election in 2016, I really think most of us would already be dead or in internment camps or vaccinated, ready to have the switch turned off. They've tried to do this Great Reset, which is just awful. The Great Reset basically is the death of 6 billion people. It's as simple as that, and that's why this is a war. We are at war and have been at war for most of our lives, and most of us have chosen to be here, which is a big thing to realise. Most of us are here for this time in history, so that's why this election's big. That's why I wrote that poem, The Best Is Yet to Come, because we have the power to manifest. That poem's full of powerful manifesting and positivity, and that's what we need right now. We also need laughter. Dave taught me yesterday laughter. Well, he reaffirmed to me that laughter is key, absolutely key. So my advice is today, don't get too anxious, do something funny, go out for a walk in nature, go down to a magical castle and and then talk on YouTube a load of crap and see if people pay any attention. We're all incredible. I mean, you're already a miracle. The fact that you even got here to this realm, millions to one, the odds, and we're here. We're all here together. None of us is more important than the other. We're all in this as one part of one consciousness, and we're getting loads and loads of help. Loads of help from other dimensions, other creatures, other spirits. We really are blessed, and I want to say thank you to all of you that have been holding the lights, all of you that have been manifesting the positive timeline, all of you that are that I can't see, they're in other dimensions, probably around me right now. I want to thank all of you publicly. I think this is going to be an incredible week, which is why I came down here to get a coffee and have a chat with you guys. So I don't know. I don't actually know what's going to happen. Oh, I did want to tell you this actually. I did put a bet on. I thought, I'm not really a gambling man. I rarely go into the bookies. I've got a friend, Matt, who's obsessed with the bookies and has had some big wins over time, but I just never really got into it. But yesterday I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have a little flutter on Donald Trump. And I got onto one website. I put 4 bets on 4 different websites, different odds. And one of them was a Trump landslide. That's the whole country turning red, which I know is probably not going to happen. But the odds were like 100 to 1. So I tried to put €200 on it, which would have been a €20,000 return, right? So, and then it wouldn't let me do it. It would only let me put €25 on. And I thought, well, this is interesting. And then it suspended all the other bets. So one of 2 things is going on there. The bookies base their odds and information on the best information they can get, and they don't want to lose money, so they get the best information they can get. But the odds that they were giving were so vast that it really is part of the matrix, in whether that's controlled by the good guys at the moment or not. But the fact that it wouldn't let me put this bet on, it was like somebody behind the scenes going, oh, no. So putting a massive odds up against it happening makes it sound like, well, they just don't believe that's going to happen, but then they wouldn't let me put the bet on. So maybe they do know something. So we'll see. I've not really put the money on because I care about winning money. It's more to have a bit of a laugh, actually. And I gave my son 50 quid and told him to make a bet, which he did. And if he wins, he's got a new bike. Why not? It's fun, and we'll be dancing in the streets. So next few days are going to be fascinating. If you have watched the best is yet to come on the channel, please share it. Get it out on Twitter. Get it out on Facebook. Get it out, especially to any American friends that you've got. Get it out to Biden supporters. Show them the truth, because that is one nasty piece of shit, Joe Biden. How anybody? Oh yeah, final story. My son gets back from school and he says he asked the teacher about who she would vote for, and she says, well, I don't really vote, but if I did vote and I was in America, I'd vote for Joe Biden because he's a nice guy. How anybody can think Joe Biden is a nice guy is beyond me. It's beyond belief. But that's probably why I'm not going to win the landslide bet. So there's some more profits for Ladbrokes. But that's enough rambling from me. Bless you all. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all that normal YouTube-y stuff. And don't forget to sign up to my email list. That's really important. And I'll be back later this week. And God bless you all. Take care.